Hey guys, it's Ivory. Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm reviewing the BH Cosmetics Marble Luxe 10-piece brush set. I am going to use all of these brushes today. This is actually not a new product. It's been on the site for a while now, but it was $38 originally and I got it on sale for $22. So I was like, okay, for 10 pieces, 22 bucks, I can do that. So I went ahead and purchased it. So we are going to be reviewing that today. Before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sundays and post occasional bonus videos throughout the week. So if you want to see what I think of these brushes, then please keep on watching. So in this set, you do get some face brushes and you get some eye brushes as well. All of them have like a faux marble handle and a rose gold ferrule, which I think is just stunning. As far as the bristles, they start out with a gray and then at the very top there is a white, and that is really helpful for me because if I'm using product and then I have to wash my brushes every week, at least with this I can see when the product is off of it because it'll be white again. On each of the brushes you will see a number right at the end of it. So this says 1 and that will correspond to the number on the box. So I'm gonna go ahead and read all of them for you. If you don't care about the numbering, then you could just skip this part and we'll just move right on to the makeup application part. Okay, so the number 1 brush is called the Jumbo Face Brush. The second brush is the Tapered Powder Brush. The third brush is the Deluxe Buffer Brush. The fourth brush is a Domed Detailer Brush. So the fifth brush is a Duo Fiber Highlighting Brush. The sixth is a Multitasking Face Brush. The seventh is a Diffusing Eye Brush, which is just your standard fluffy brush, as you can see. The eighth is a Classic Eye Blending Brush, which is essentially the same thing, but the bristles in this one are a little bit shorter. The ninth brush is a Tapered Blending Brush, which as you can see is basically the same thing as the seventh brush, the transition shade type of brush. And the last brush is the Eye Shading Brush. This is going to be really good for packing on color on the lid with like a metallic or a shimmer. I'm going to start off with primer, and I'm actually going to use the brush for this instance. Usually I just use my hand, but since I want to use all the brushes, that's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna use the number 6 brush. It is just this small dome brush. I'm just gonna dip right in. Brushes are really nice to put on primer if you're like working with clients and they don't want their face touched. I feel like priming with a brush just takes so much longer than just using your hands. Like, I would have been done by now. We're gonna move on to foundation. I'm sorry, I'm wearing like my jammies right now. I'm too lazy to even like look nice for the camera right now, okay? I'm going in with the number 3 brush. It is the short-haired brush. I'm really excited to try. Oh, yeah. I feel like these brushes are really like bougie and luxurious looking too. Like if I went to a club and the bouncer was like, "Excuse me, miss, are you on the list?" And I'm like, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Come on in, Miss Cherry." I was actually supposed to film this video yesterday, but then my husband stayed home. So I was like, okay, well, I won't film today because I'll just spend time with him. Little did I know it was because he got a new graphics card and he wanted to stay home and play video games all day. No hard feelings. I don't care. I don't care. Honestly, this replaces my current foundation brush by a landslide. This is the brush I currently use and I love this brush, but what I really like about this is that I don't have to spend a lot of time buffing out the brush strokes because this just puts it on so effortlessly. And with this brush, even though it really does a great job, what I'll have to do is like buff in all of the foundation and then tap and then kind of do stippling motions to get rid of the brush strokes that gets created from this brush, and I didn't get that with this. So for anyone out there that has problems using a brush for foundation, always gets those brush strokes, or you just think it takes too long or it doesn't look right, try this. Gonna move on to concealer now. I've been mixing these two. All of my products that I use are in my description box below. I don't want to talk too much about products. I just want to focus on the brushes. I also wanted to say that these brushes are in a set. You can't buy them separately, so it's kind of an all or nothing deal, which kind of does stink considering the reason why I really liked this set was because of the face brushes. Like I have enough eye brushes already. I'm gonna use the number 6 brush. This is what I use for my primer, and I'm just gonna use this to blend it on out. Usually I use a beauty sponge, and based on the way this is blending out, I should probably continue using a beauty sponge. Yeah, I'm getting the brush strokes and it's kind of like taking away some of the product underneath. Yeah, so yeah, this is not a great brush for blending out your concealer. Okay, next I'm gonna set. Usually I use a sponge for that, but we're not gonna do that today. I'm gonna use the number 2 brush. It looks like this, and I'm gonna go in with my normal setting powder. I'm gonna basically apply this powder with this brush everywhere that I applied concealer. And then I'm gonna go in with the number 1 brush, and I'm gonna use this to set the rest of my face. This is so soft. I just really love a good brush. I'm also gonna use the number 1 brush and go into my Fit Me pressed powder to add some color back into my face. And I like to apply this basically everywhere that there isn't concealer. Okay, that went on like a dream. Love it. This is the current contour brush that I use. This is the e.l.f. powder brush. As you can see, they're very similar in height. This one has a little bit more bristles, so it's like a little fluffier than this one, but they are very similar. So I wanted to try this out. I'm going in with my typical Hoola bronzer. I do feel like the bristles from this one are a little more stiff. I don't know if it's because they're new or because they actually are stiffer, but I do feel like this will give a more harsh line, which isn't necessarily bad, but if that's something you're going for, then this might be the brush you need. You must think I have like the worst dog ever because she interrupts me all the time, but I swear this is a recent thing that she's been doing. Before, people would come to my home and be like, wow, your dog is so quiet. She doesn't bark, she doesn't make any noise. And all of a sudden, she just barks all the time. And I don't know what it is. Okay, so now we're all contoured. Honestly, this worked out really well. It takes some getting used to just because I'm not used to the brushes being so stiff. I'm gonna go in with the number 8 brush. It is this fluffy brush, but it is kind of flat. And I'm gonna use this to contour my nose. I don't wanna get too close, but using that number 6 brush for my concealer was probably the worst thing ever because it's like splotchy now, and I use that concealer combo all the time with a beauty sponge and I never get that, so this was a really bad idea. Not that this brush is bad, I'm just saying using it for concealer is bad. I'm gonna go back in with the number 2 brush. I use this to set under my eyes, and I'm gonna use any blush. I'm gonna use this to add some color to my cheeks. Perfect. Just blends everything out so seamless. I'm gonna go ahead and use the number 6 brush. This is the one for concealer, and I'm gonna use that to carve out my cheekbones. This may be a really bad idea, but I'm willing to risk it. It's not as satisfying as it is with a beauty sponge. I only let this sit for like 10 seconds and then I wipe it away. Okay, I think our base is done other than highlighter, so we're gonna move on to eyes. I'm gonna use one of the palettes from the Vault. I'm just gonna close my eyes and pick one at random. Wait, I'm gonna take out Bling Boss because I already know I wanna make a different look with it, so I'm gonna pick out one random out of the 3. Ah, Dark Magic, I hate this one. Okay, I'm gonna do that again because I really don't like that palette. Ring the alarm. Okay, this one's my favorite one, so that worked out, even though I cheated. I'm gonna start off by going in with the number 7 brush. It is like your typical fluffy brush. And I'm just gonna apply that all over the lid. It's not as fluffy as I would like. I usually like my brushes to be a little more fluffy than this for a transition shade, but this is all we have, so we are gonna make do. This is not the brush's fault, it is the palette. This is kind of patchy. Okay, this is not gonna be another review of the Vault. If you wanna see them, I will leave them up here in the suggested. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with the number 9 brush. It is a smaller fluffy brush, but it's essentially the same thing, just a little tinier. I'm gonna go in with a different color and apply that everywhere the transition shade went, but just a little lower. We're just gonna add some dimension here and depth to the eye. I feel like I have so many videos to film, especially with wear tests, because you guys have been asking me to do foundation reviews for like multiple different types of foundations, which makes me so happy. Like whenever I think I'm running out of ideas, you guys come through and tell me what you guys want to see, which is awesome. But now I have like a backlog of things I need to film, and I'm like, oh my god, like I gotta buy all this product and then I gotta review it, and I can't do them in bulk like in one day. I have to do a wear test for the entire day, so just know that I really do see them and I will get to them. Like I read every single one, and when I think it's a good idea or I agree in the comments, like I reply and say I'm doing it, I really am doing it. All right, next I'm going in with the number 10 brush, and I'm gonna wet this. I'm gonna use this to add a color to my lid. Oh yeah, this is a good brush for this. Okay, with shimmers, what I like to do is first use a brush to pack down the first layer, and then also kind of just map out how it's gonna lay out on the lid. And then after the first layer is down, I go in with my finger just so that it's a little more pigmented. These colors go together, right? Like they go. This doesn't look odd. Should I add a wing? I don't know. I love putting on wings. But honestly, as soon as I'm done filming this, I'm gonna take it off. So do I really wanna go through all that work? Yes. So I don't have any type of like tight lining brush for my lower lash line. So I'm gonna take this brush that I used for my lid. I'm just gonna wipe it off with the tissue. I mean, this will do the job. As you can see, it is like very tight and close to the lash line. But I just prefer when my brushes for my lower lash line are flat versus rounded. And then I'm gonna take the number 9 brush. This is what I used for the purple. I'm gonna take a totally different color and blend out this orange. All right, and the last thing I wanted to do was highlight. So I'm gonna use the number 5 duo fiber. I'm gonna go ahead and dip into my Physicians Formula shimmer strips and just kind of mix it all together. Yeah, so it makes it like, give it like a really nice sheen. No highlight, highlight, no highlight, highlight. And this is not a brush, but I wanted to make note of it. So if you spend, you know, X amount of dollars at BH Cosmetics, in this case over $20, if you go on Google and just type in BH Cosmetics coupons, you can find some really great stuff. So for me, if I spent over $20, I could either have like 10% off my purchase or a free liquid lip. So I did go ahead and get a liquid lipstick because I love getting makeup. I think these retail for like $5 or $6. I got the shade Endora. It is this color right here, and it's just like a really pretty rosy nude. I just want to note that they don't advertise that if you spend X amount of dollars, you'll get either like 10% off or liquid lips on the website. So just do your homework. When you purchase something online, just Google if they have any coupons going on, because obviously they don't want to give you a free liquid lip if they don't want to, so they don't advertise it. But if you just, you know, look around, you'll see that there is something going on more likely than not. All right, guys, so that is it for this video. Let's just do a quick recap of everything. Overall, I love this brush set. I think that all of the brushes for the most part performed tremendously. I think the only one that was like meh was the brush that I used to blend out my concealer. I'm not gonna put the blame on the brush though. I just don't think this is a very good brush for a concealer. I should have just used a sponge like I always do and use this for something else. I don't know why I was like, let's be ballsy and just change it up completely. No, next time I will just use this for something else, but I do think the quality of all the brushes is really great. I think the only thing that I have a problem with these brushes, it's not really a problem. It's not the brushes currently in front of my face, it's the collection itself. I do wish that they sold them separately because honestly, these were the brushes I was most interested in but I couldn't buy them separately. You have to buy them in a pack, which kind of sucks. And I also don't think that this is a finished set. I don't know if they do that on purpose or what, but I don't think this is complete. I mean, yeah, yes, you get 4 eye brushes, which is really great, but I don't think this is totally done. I would have liked to see maybe a liner brush or a brow brush, something to tight line my lower lash line. Like 4 brushes isn't really enough, but it is nice that they included both face and eye brushes. Like I said before, if you really want to purchase these brushes, do not buy them full price. They are $38 regularly, but BH Cosmetics has a sale all the time. I got them for $22. So if that sounds like it's more up your price range, then wait for the sale. It will come again. Just be patient. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment down below what other types of videos you'd like to see from me, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.